Alright, so I thought it was a good idea to get up early. Luckily, I wake up pretty. At least I have that going for me. Episode 003 of Herb Oracle, that's what I got up early to do. And this is why I'm live streaming, because if I would not be doing this with you, I would think it would be a good idea to listen to this in bed. And what would happen to this face if it laid back down again? I would go to sleep. So I've told everybody to go lay in your beds. I'm not taking any. I'm not. We're gonna listen, then I'll talk. Pretty sure. So, if you're watching the replay and you don't know what I am doing, I'm listening to my own podcast, my past version of myself. I'm burping on a live stream, and I am listening to what I said on May 18th. Let your heart guide you is what I titled the podcast, and all I wrote in the description, which needs updated. That's why I'm doing this. Everything is within the clarity, the abundance, the empowerment, the support, and the wisdom. So I'm going to listen to myself. I'm going to over here update my description to something hopefully better than that. Put in some links. It says the deck I used was the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle, which I've grabbed. And whatever cards that I talk about in the podcast, I'll pull out and I will shove those in your face so that you can see. Anyways, I'm doing this to help me in my editing process. Hang out if you want.
Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Dang. So the crazy thing about waking up early, since, I'm an expert now, since I've done it 3 days in a row, is how quickly time goes in the morning. Like, wasn't it just like 4 o'clock? So I must have wanted to do this podcast this morning because I woke up, I swear, like every hour on the hour all night, dreamt about it when I was sleeping, and woke up an hour before my alarm. So, good morning. We doing this podcast. Why not? I'm not going to let every day be dictated by my teabag quote. Okay? But today it was Ralph Waldo Emerson, and the earth laughs in flowers. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so funny, because I was thinking about doing Soulflower Saturday. Soulflower, the Plant Spirit Oracle deck. So perfect. Like, we're going to do some flowers today. We're going to get a flower message. And just to take a minute, though, to reflect back on yesterday's podcast. Isn't it interesting how, like, you can pull cards or get a message or have an experience, realization at that moment, and then it's later on that you're like, oh my goodness, you're like, connect more dots and you see more meaning in the original meaning. So what I'm reflecting on is how cool the layout was yesterday, and how it really was. It wasn't obvious at the time, but looking back, it was super obvious that we got this huge reminder to go vertical, to live in the vertical realm for our support in life. So what does that mean? Vertical realm, right? Our higher energies and our Gaia energies, up and down. Because when we live in that vertical space, we're tapping into our essence self, and the energies that are available to us. Now, of course, the reality, this 3D reality that we live in, is a horizontal reality, right? Past, present, future, horizontal. You know, they want you to think that's all there is, but don't forget, you don't have to always be living horizontally. You're allowed to live vertically and going up into those higher good vibrations, spirit world, God source, all that is energy. And vertical also goes down into Gaia and into the energy that comes from the earth. So looking back, like when I think about the layout yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, like there it was staring at me. But it's just too damn early. All right, so we are going to do a few messages this morning from the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle deck. This is an awesome deck, beautiful cards. The website's mysoulflower.com. It's from Lisa Estabrook. She's a really amazing lady to follow on Instagram. So we're going to get a few messages from there. But first, I want to let you know that I am offering free Oracle messages within this podcast. And I've already got a few people lined up with requests, and we're going to start that tomorrow. So I'll be doing a general message for everyone, and then second half of the podcast will be a personal message for someone who requested it. So if you would like to do that, if you'd love a message, make sure that you request one. It's free. Just connect with me on any social media platform that Herb Oracle is on, or you call in to this podcast. All right, had to take a quick 25-minute break there. Take the dogs out. Get annoyed by the dogs. Get annoyed by the husband. Okay, so isn't it great when you're getting ready to do something? A little bit of shade comes your way. All right, got to keep shining that light. So, shine in flowers. What did the Ralph Waldo Emerson say? Oh, yeah, the earth laughs in flowers. Okay, we can put that aside. So we are going to get a few messages from this Soulflower deck. These are awesome cards. They're all types of flowers and herbs, and the card has this amazing illustration picture on it, and then on the bottom it has a little quote, a little guidance. So they're really insightful. Okay, so we are going to leave this open to the universe to bring in a message. Although I have been thinking a lot about, like I said, living in the vertical realm and also living in the flow. That was also flowing in my mind yesterday about how when we are doing things that we enjoy, we do step out of time. That's why this morning, like, geez, oh man, like 2 hours just flew by, because I'm doing something that I love. So let's leave it at that, and we'll get a message here. Shuffling this nice sized oracle deck. And oh my gosh, okay. So how interesting. So I was shuffling it and I thought, well, why is this card looking up at me already? Because it should be the back of the cards, but this card was actually flipped around and it's rosemary. Rosemary. We were just talking about rosemary the other week. You know rosemary. Yeah, the herb of remembrance and clarity. So we are starting off with rosemary, dew of the sea, with a message about clarity. And wasn't that our leave off message yesterday? As we were talking about doing our shadow work, diving into the shadow, what we really want is clarity, to be able to see the stars at night, right? So Rosemary says, who are you really? Who are you really? Rosemary infuses the body with warmth and vitality, bringing security and clarity to the spirit, especially when it has lost connection with the physical world. Rosemary helps you to feel fully embodied and grounded so that you are better able to remember who you truly are. So that is a great message to start off with today. Really connecting with our grounded energies, and this is a good energy to do the work of who we need to be today. And I love that it brings warmth because energetically that could be love and compassion. So we're starting off with Rosemary. Now on the bottom of the deck is Crocus. So didn't we pull Crocus yesterday too? Okay, so I guess if we're gonna do this every morning, we may just spin off the day before. That'd be all right. So this is all a message about opening. Yesterday, Crocus reminded us that we have the capability to cool down, right? As we let our fiery volcanoes explode or blast off or whatever they need to do. We know how to cool down. Crocus also has a message about opening. Tender crocus is one of the first flowers to appear in the spring. She is gently reminding you to open to the beauty and softness of the world, even though it may seem harsh and inhospitable at times. Trust in the process. Yeah, trust in the process. Open and accept the possibility that there is love and magic surrounding you always. So this is great. We're going to put these cards at the top. We want to remember these for sure. That we can have clarity and we can be open to love no matter what. No matter who gets on your nerves first thing in the morning, you can still be open to love. You can still know that love is surrounding you, as well as magic, which, not to live in the past, but didn't we pull Morning Glory yesterday, who had a message to awaken to the magic? So know that there is love and magic just with us always. It's our choice, though, whether we choose to tune into it and see it and be open to it. Okay, I feel like giving this deck a shuffle now. Okay, so that's a great message. Let's see what else this deck has for us today. Okay, here we go. Another card. I mean, these cards are short and sweet. We might as well just pull a few. And I don't know about you, but I got to go to work today. All right, so next we have Columbine. Speaking of work, we got a message of abundance. Although we don't have to have our abundance belief system tied into a job. There's so many other ways to be abundant. We can have an abundance of fun. We can have an abundance of love, laughter, connection, blessings, right? We can really have it any way we want. Columbine encourages you, and this is a sweet little purple flower. It's so cute. Columbine encourages you to joyfully embrace life's bewildering array of uncertainties with the kind of confidence that doesn't require too much thought. Perfect. So here we go. It says, go with the flow. You guys, my cards are hilarious. Go with the flow, with what feels right. Abundance is the knowledge and security that comes with the acceptance that all your needs are being met. All right, so first of all, sometimes life is uncertain. Sometimes we do our shadow work. Columbine is saying to just embrace the uncertainties, embrace the bewildering array, and just have that kind of confidence that you just have. You don't really need to think about it or conjure it too much. Just be confident that you are taken care of. I love that I said I've been thinking about about flow, and this card says go with the flow, with what feels right. And yeah, just knowing and feeling secure that all your needs are being met, that is abundance. I remember Bashar, which is Daryl Anka, who channels Bashar. And Bashar gave the definition of abundance as being able to do what you need to do when you need to do it, or something. That was a great impersonation. And having the ability, let me think about this again. Having the ability to do what you need to do and when you need to do, regardless of money. Like, just um, having the resources come to you. Like, you don't need money to be abundant. I gotta work on my quote skills. All right, you don't need money to be abundant. Like, things can just happen for you. The opportunities, blessings, whatever you need can find you with or without money. So that's something to think about. Now, on the bottom of Columbine is Pansy. Oh my gosh. So Pansy, also we got some nice purples in this flower too, along with yellows. Pansy is resonance. So Columbine, just to take one step back before we move 2 steps forward, Columbine says to go with the flow, with what feels right. With what feels right. Follow your passion, follow your interests, follow your feelings. And Pansy is all about resonance.
Pansy.
So as we look at this card, well, you can look at it if you come over to my Instagram at Herb Oracle. Pansy says to allow Pansy, and these are pretty yummy to eat, by the way. Allow Pansy to instill a sense of stability and safety in your heart, and release fear and anxiety. Whew. So deep breath in. We want to release fear and anxiety. Ease into an understanding of your own heart's deepest truth. So this is often called heart's ease, Pansy, since only with a direct connection and resonance to your heart will you know which path leads to joyful fulfillment. Yes, so we've got to get into our heart space, and we need to start letting our hearts guide us to what we want instead of our minds and our ego and the expectations that we have implanted in our brains of what society thinks our path should look like. Not to be brash and rude this morning, but society doesn't know shit about what your path should look like. Truly. It wants to dictate to you what you should do, you should be doing, you should be staying on this path. Don't veer off, don't look around, don't ask questions. But truly, if you're following your purpose, your soul's calling, that means you need to follow your heart and let your heart lead the way, right? Because that path will lead to joyful fulfillment. We already know what society's path leads to. It leads to a job that you might not like. It leads to, doing these ridiculous holiday things all the time. It means responding in a certain way. It doesn't necessarily lead to joyful fulfillment. So Pansy is just really wanting us to feel stable, to feel safe, to release the fear and anxiety that keeps us from having the confidence to be ourselves and to do our own thing. So release that. Just release that out. It's the full moon tonight. Perfect night. Release it tonight in the full moon of Scorpio. Release that negativity. Release that fear. Let it go because it's just holding you back. And then take some time to get into your heart space. So if you weren't quite sure what your heart's calling is, you can hear it now, right? Because we go back now to our first card, clarity. So you can hear what your heart wants, right? Crocus says be open to the love, to the Columbine's abundance that wants to come in. So does that resonate? Pansy's like, does that resonate? And there should be a part of you that's saying like, hell yeah. Oh my gosh, hell yeah. So we're gonna fill out this, our 5th card here. We're just gonna go with the next one in line because I noticed it and I was like, dang, that just makes sense. It's purple too. Our whole bottom row is like violet, violet, purple, violet. And it's Hellebore, which is just the perfect message to complete what all of these amazing flower allies have been saying. Hellebore is all about empowerment. So Hellebore wants you to know how powerful you truly are and to help you tap into your innate female wisdom. You know what you need to do. Oh, you know. It is time to honor yourself. Stop hiding and stand in your own magnificent light with your head held high. Yeah, chins up. So give yourself permission to connect with your heart and lead the way. So we have a lot of messages right here this morning to connect with our heart and let our heart lead the way. Let your feelings guide you. Let your heart space guide you. You're going to be happy. That is the path for sure.
Dogs, that's enough. Ugh. My dogs are so rude. Alright, I think there was another card, but I wasn't paying attention to myself. Alright, your cat woke you up. Every day, so far Zen has started barking at 5:30 because you know why? Because my neighbor closes their car door and he just freaks out. How dare they get into their car? It is kind of early, but anyways, have a great day, everybody. I'm editing Herb Oracle 003, Let Your Heart Guide You. I feel like I missed a card. So I'm going back, I'm editing the descriptions, I'm putting in links, I'm doing the things that I should have done back in May, but now I'm picking up my Slack, my own Slack. I gotta pick it up. And I'm doing it while I live stream so I don't fall asleep, because if I was not live streaming, I would convince myself that I could do this work from my bed, and everybody knows I would be asleep by now. So let your heart guide you. And I'm so sorry your kitty cat woke you up. And I'm so sorry that my dogs keep barking. All right. Here we go. Let me see if I can figure out what card I just missed.
Okay, so I believe I just found the title for this podcast, Let Your Heart Guide You. It only took 20 minutes. Okay, so our final 2 cards. The first one I know, and because I'm looking at it, and the other one will be a surprise to both of us. So Lady's Mantle is coming through with nurturance. So Hellebore said for us to connect with our divine energy, our divine feminine energy. And who is more feminine than Lady's Mantle? So Lady's Mantle is all about nurturance, like being held in your mother's arms. Lady's Mantle brings feelings of gentle reassurance and joyful contentment to your body, mind, and soul, especially during times of upheaval and change. Yeah, we know change is coming. We feel it. So Lady's Mantle is just saying, hey, let me hold you. Let me reassure you.
So nice.
Let me nurture you so you can feel this contentment, a very joyful contentment. So Lady's Mantle says, and this is a really cool flower, it's orangish, and it looks like it just seems like this is like coming up in the morning. Know that you are loved. Know that you are loved and fully supported in all ways. You have all the inner resources you need
Go lay down
to
in your
be
bed.
happy and whole. So everything you need is inside of you. You're fully supported, right? Vertically. Definitely vertically. We can't always claim that horizontally, right? Can't If we are only looking in the horizontal world for our support, we can be left feeling, well, quite frankly, unsupported. So we need to quit looking around to other people for our support and go where the full support is, which is inside of us, which is in our heart space and in our vertical space, higher realms and down into Gaia, Earth Mother. So you can feel fully supported in all ways. Know that you are loved. And yeah, it's those inner resources that are gonna be there for us always. Okay, now our last card. And I have to put this beautiful deck away, but like seriously, when you pick up this deck, the Soulflower deck, you want to go through all 44 cards. You're like, I think I need 44 messages today. Let's just pull a quick message, and then we'll do it 44 more times. All right, so this is interesting. We are ending with white pine. So we thought it was all going to be flower power today, but we're ending with a tree. So this to me, before I even tell you about the card, this to me says, yeah, let's definitely get grounded. Let us definitely grow our roots down and be unshakable so we can do our inner work, so we can do our shadow clearing, and we can follow our hearts without being shook about, you know what I mean? Because it may not be an easy path at first, especially if everyone around you is accustomed to you, you know, just doing what you're expected. So white pine comes in with some wisdom. Yeah, like a loving parent. And so we're being held. Our bottom two cards here on this spread, we're being held by parental mothering energy. Although white pine feels like it has a good balance, you know, feminine and masculine. But this says, like a loving parent, white pine holds you in her embrace so that you feel safe, grounded, and still. So, second message for us to feel safe and grounded and still, and can find this space for quiet reflection. She helps you tap into the ancient wisdom stored in your heart and release your worries to be absorbed by the earth. So our message today for sure from White Pine is that you are allowed to release your worries and your fears and your negativity. Just give it to the earth. I mean, we will absorb it and we will compost it for you and turn it into black gold. Right? All the shit in your life. Give it to the earth and allow it to really, we're going to compost it a long time.
Have a good day.
And then it will be something beautiful and viable for you to apply to your life.
We're done already? This is the outro.
All
Like,
right,
it's
so
wow,
thank you
it's the
so much
outro.
for hanging out with me this morning. Whew. Take a nice deep breath and just, release your worries, fears, negativities, anything that's holding you back from following your heart. Release that into the earth to be absorbed and transmuted into something beautiful. All of the cards today, rosemary, crocus, columbine, pansy, hellebore, lady's mantle, and white pine, are encouraging us to go within, feel into our heart space, connect with that support, and really I don't want to say extract, but that is the word I'm going to use, I guess. Extract the wisdom that can only come from within. It's really time for us to stop looking outside of ourselves for our joy and for our guidance. Joy and guidance live within. They live within your heart, and you have access to it 24/7, no matter what. No matter what changes are happening in your life, no matter what emotional clearing work you're doing, it doesn't matter. You have this support system. You have this empowerment to be guided and to follow your dreams in a joyful way. So thank you so much. Dang, these are so fun. I love this deck. I love the Soulflower deck. Just amazing. So head on over to Herb Oracle, check out the pictures. I'll take some close-ups so you can see how cool these cards are. And have a wonderful, beautiful day.
Yay! That was a shorty. That's good. That's good because it sounds like my dogs are ready to go outside and poop. I'm no expert, but yeah, they're on a schedule. All right, so that was Let Your Heart Guide You. I really didn't expand the description too much, but I did. So I'm glad that I went back. Every time I do this, I want to tell myself I'm glad I did it. So I keep doing my work. So now the description has expanded to everything is within, the clarity, the abundance, the empowerment, the support, and the wisdom you are looking for. Go vertical, go up. Of course, get grounded with your energetic roots that anchor you down into the earth, and then go up into the higher realms for your guidance. Feel still and safe. You are protected. Release your worries down into Gaia. She will compost all your bullshit into viable, rich black gold. Allow all experiences to empower you with wisdom and insight. Turn everything into something beautiful. So that's our message. Let your heart guide you. Was that the best name for that podcast, though? Are you sure? Are you sure it isn't compost all your bullshit? Let your heart guide you. So that's the one thing too. I gotta go back and be like, do I like the title? For the most part, I'm gonna keep most of the titles, I think, as they are. Everything is within. Let your heart guide you. Everything is within. I'll just keep it simple. So anyways, I know everybody's going out to their days. I was awake at 5, but there was no getting me up. Like, absolutely not. So I think what I'm going to do, update this. Okay, I'm going to save. That's it. That's enough. Update episode. And then I got to update it on Insta and FB. And then take my dogs out so they can pee. So yeah. That was not too bad. But like still, it's almost actually good morning. It's still almost like 8 o'clock. So I did not get up at 5. I really did not. So let's we went through episode 3, Let Your Heart Guide You. Thank God it was only 28 minutes. Let's pull a card for everybody starting their days, and then my dogs kept barking, so I know. We're going to pull 2 off the bottom. All right, so I don't know if you want to say this Zinnia or Xenia. Depending on what year you were born, you either say Xenia or Zinnia. If you were born before 1960, you probably say Xenia. But if you were born after 1960, you say Zinnia. All right, so our message for today, just to carry on this Soulflower deck, is Lightheartedness from Zinnia. Carry on with some lightheartedness throughout your day and take care of yourself, because lavender is also here with restoration. So I'm going to take it easy today, but I am going to come back and do episode 4. The next one will be open to expansion, because that's only 31 minutes too. So the good thing about these early ones is that, well, these two anyways, is that they're pretty short and I don't get too out of control. So anyways, here's our beautiful, this is such a great flower today, because yesterday was so gloomy. Wow. I think yesterday tested everybody. So Zinnia encourages spontaneity and just plain silliness to help bridge the gap between responsible adult and innocent child. So Zinnia says, allow yourself to rediscover your joyful, playful inner child. Open your heart and your imagination and allow yourself to dream. The world is your oyster and anything is possible. So give yourself permission today to be silly, be a silly bear, and just kind of like, don't be so rigid, don't be so planned. I'm gonna have to be flexible today between my dogs acting like dogs. Also, big day for me, I'm getting my septic pumped. It's my Christmas present from my mom. It's a great present. It's a big present. It's not cheap to get. It's not cheap to get your septic pumped. So thank you, Mom, for buying me a very big gift. Like, for real, it's gonna be over $200 to get my crap out of here. So anyways, thanks, Mom. So that, I don't know what time that is, so I'm gonna have to go with the flow. I'm gonna have to have a sense of humor while I'm watching the guy pump my crap, because it stinks. They open up the lid to the septic and you're like, ugh, right? It's so bad. So anyways, I might want to like spray some lavender in the air when they leave, put a little on my forehead, like, restore yourself. So lavender calms up and uplifts at the same time, easing feelings of stress and agitation from your earthly distractions and rejuvenating your soul so you can truly feel and radiate inner peace and harmony. So yeah, feel good today for sure. I know, what a fun day. Kathy, I can't even tell you how excited I am to get my septic pumped. I got this gift last year too, so it's a very generous gift that my mom has offered to pay. I have to get my septic pumped at least twice a year. Everyone else can get it pumped 3 to 5 years. This house is so dysfunctional, I have to get it pumped at least twice a year. So anyways, I'm a good customer to Williams Sanitation. Oh my gosh. So that's probably why lavender comes in, because it's like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you need to make these appointments, you got to follow through, you got to get a Christmas tree. It's like, just go with the flow, be lighthearted. Your life's clearly a joke, have a laugh. What would your inner child do? They wouldn't stress out about it at all. They would just kind of make it fun and be silly and all that. So that is the two that were on the bottom, and the flower, ooh, on the top. This is interesting, because yarrow always comes in just, to remind us about boundaries. It's been a theme in my life for like months. Absolutely. I really want all my friends to hear this too, though. I see a lot of people stressed out with their Christmas obligations, and it's only the 10th of December and people are freaking out. And it's like, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. So learn how to say no. Learn how to maintain your boundaries. Don't let anyone guilt you. Don't let yourself guilt yourself. Like a little umbrella or shield, Yarrow offers protection from negative energies or toxic influences. She helps you build strong, healthy boundaries and compassionate awareness of self and others. Ooh, here it is. And to avoid unnecessary energy leaks and general depletion as you evolve and grow. So, yeah, everyone's getting zapped. If you're feeling zapped right now, right, think about, is your energy leaking out anywhere, right? And if people are like, can you do this? Can you do that? And your kids are like, I want this, I want that. I mean, learn how to say no, or learn how to say, oh, that sounds like fun. Enjoy yourself doing that. I don't even say no sometimes. I just say, oh, okay, you go ahead. Oh, you think that's a good idea to do that? Have fun with that. Give yourself the healthy boundaries so that you're maintaining your energy. So I love yarrow. I just had some the other night in my water. Before I went to bed, I just put the yarrow in. It kills germs. It's a great herbal ally. But I also put it in my water just to energetically remind myself of the message that it brings with boundaries if I'm having a little trouble maintaining mine. So yarrow is a great plant ally for that. So yeah, other than that, all I got to do now is open up my word swag and make myself a picture to go on my Instagram. I'm loving the way the Instagram is looking for Herb Oracle. I'm doing like a checkered thing. I don't know if we can see it here. Okay, so let me see here. So like every other picture, I'm doing one of my black Herb Oracle images so that it looks kind of checkered when you're scrolling down. So I just started that. See, before it was just pictures of Oracle card layouts. So I'm going back as I redo these episodes and making it look like that. So hashtag Instagram success. That makes your page more likable. So I do have 228 followers on Herb Oracle as of now. So that's okay. I'll be impressed when all of those people are actually interactive, right? Until then, it's like the numbers, they just don't wow me. Good morning. Good morning. We just did episode 003. Everything is within. The clarity, the abundance, the empowerment, and the support and the wisdom you were looking for. The message was to go vertical. But I think I took that from the day before. Anyways, it's fun going back, listening to my past self, try to figure it out. I think the podcast that we listened to today was recorded on a Saturday morning. At first, I thought I would get up every day and do a podcast. I think that only lasted the first week until I then really felt the need, like Yarrow was saying, to maintain those healthy boundaries, because like that was too much. I really did benefit from the break of giving myself a little respite, a little rejuvenative. Like, yeah, I can do things every single day, but wow, it really does benefit me and you to take a break and let things sink in and be quiet for a day. So that was funny that like I thought I would do it every single day, and then I looked at the dates, I scrolled up, and I did. It's like May 18th, May 19th, May 20th, May 21st, May 22nd, May 23rd, and May 24th even, and then it's May 28th. So that's how that worked. Like I was like every day, and then finally I was like, No. No, we need to have a little breaky. A little breaky. So, anyways, we're on the third one. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like I was telling myself, if at some point I see that like the descriptions, because at some point I really did start investing in my descriptions better. Like there's going to be a point where I don't feel like I need to edit much except for add in links. Like maybe I don't have to listen to all these podcasts. That's what I was telling myself. Like maybe I don't have to do this project at some point because there are a lot. 127. Yeah, that's how it makes my face. I love you too. What do you have planned today? I was just telling Kathy that my big plan today is just to do another one of these live streams after I take my dogs out, and then wait around for the guy to come pump my septic tanks. So I'm looking for a good time today. You'd not believe how many sticks of incense I have to burn after they pump the septic. It's like this huge, disgusting. Good morning, sunshine. I'm just about ready to say something so gross. When they, good morning, sunshine. When the guy comes to pump my septic tank, literally when he releases it, it lets out this huge fart, like this disgusting poop smell. And even if the windows are closed and the door is closed, it somehow gets inside. So I will be lighting Nag Champa till the cows come home today. But I'm so excited. Does anyone else have a septic tank? If you live in a city or a town, you might not even know what I'm talking about. But us country folk or us like rural people have to deal with our own shit. Like it's our responsibility to. We don't have public what would you call that? Public sanitation. Like if you live in a city or a town, like you flush your toilet and you don't think about your crap ever again, right? You'd love to vacation to the country for peace of mind. Oh my gosh. It's very quiet here. Absolutely. It's very, very quiet. But we have to, every once in a while, well, okay, let me just finish out this story. So if you're in a city, you flush your toilet and you don't ever have to deal with it again. You have to pay your bill. You probably have a bill, right? You have to pay water and sewage. Oh, that's what's called sewage. But I have septic tanks that are in the ground where our poop goes in. It flushes the toilet. It goes in there. And once it's full, you have to get it pumped. So I might not have a sewage bill every month, but several times a year, because mine is really small, I have to call somebody to come and pump my poop. This is so amazing. And it's over $200. So if you have a big enough septic tank and you have a leach bed that's nice and big and functioning, you only have to do this every 3 to 5 years. But mine is very small, it's dysfunctional, and there's nowhere for my crap to go. So I have to keep getting pumped. So this is part of my Christmas present, you guys. My mom is paying for this today, which is great because it'll be at least $225. So some days I dream about living in town. I don't want to live in a city, but I think, wow, if I lived in town, I could just flush my toilet and forget it. But the thing is like then you'd have town water and it'd have like, it smell like chlorine and it might have fluoride in it. And that is the great thing about living in the country. I have a well, so I just have dirty well water, but there's no chemicals in the water. I have to filter it because it's dirty. Like literally there's dirt and sand and iron in it, but it's not been treated. So that's kind of nice. So this is my life. Well, that's good. but that stinks. So anyways, my house is actually going to stink at some point today. That's my story. Town water is horrible, Kathy. I mean, if like I would come to your house and you'd be like, would you like some tea? I'd be like, is it the water out of the tap? Because when you're not used to it, it smells really bad. It would literally, to me, smell like you went to the swimming pool and got your water out of the swimming pool and made tea with that. That's how much of a difference it is. And then, yeah, so I don't know if use a Brita filter. That helps. That definitely helps. So, yeah, even me, like, I got to filter my water. I have an expensive Dolton filter to try to get some of the iron out. And then I get a lot of water from my mom's house. So every time I'm at my mom's house, I take a jug of water from her, and I appreciate it. So anyways, let's pull another card. I almost have the notion, it just kind of came in to not take too long. My dog won't even drink the tap water. That will tell you something. Oh my, what kind of dog do you have? Is it a little doggy? Oh my gosh. So, two more flower messages for us today. Echinacea. Anybody wishing they would have made some echinacea tincture? I didn't make any this year, and I wish I would have, because I've already had one request. You have a pit bull? Kathy, you are so sweet and delicate. I actually thought your dog might be of that equivalence. Like, I was seeing you with a tiny little dainty dog that you could put in your cute little car and do errands around town. I love it so much. Little Kathy, sweet Kathy, has a pit bull. That's awesome. That's so fun. I love that so much. Oh no, she loves pit bulls. Oh, Kathy, that's so sweet. Yeah, most pit bulls are sweet. They just look so intimidating because of their big heads. Absolutely. Well, I only have a half a pit bull, and she's a pipsqueak. She thinks that she's big, but like I got my pit bull border collie from my mechanic. So when I go to my mechanic, which is B&H Tire in Worthville, so all the locals, go to B&H Tire, please. When I visit them to get my van repaired, her mom is usually there, and Maggie, her name's Maggie, she is so big, and I don't realize it because I'm like used to Gracie. I'm used to her daughter, Gracie. So when I come home, I'm like, I saw your mom today, and you are tiny. So I got like the runt of the litter or something, but she thinks big. But yeah, she's got this square head and the perky ear. She's got a lot of pit bull features, but she's a pipsqueak. So, oh my gosh, that's so fun. So echinacea and bleeding heart. So that's how we'll wrap it up here. And then I am going to take my dogs outside. And now that the school bus came through, I like to wait till that happens, so we don't chase the school bus or anything. All right, so echinacea stimulates and awakens your consciousness. So does coffee. So I'm not like back on the coffee train, but I am having some coffee. I didn't have coffee yesterday, so I'm not addicted. So awakening our consciousness, helping us break up and release outdated personal stories, which we talked about yesterday, or the last episode. Yeah, it was yesterday. breaking up and releasing outdated personal stories, emotions, and attachments that are holding you back from positive growth and self-realization, awakening awareness of your true self that you have lost connection with or maybe forgotten. So if there are aspects of you, which that's really cute, that like Zinnia or Xenia, however you want to say it, is like saying be lighthearted, be childlike, don't take things too seriously. Maybe you need echinacea to come in and break up some of these belief systems that have sort of made us more rigid. That's made us a little inflexible or not want to have fun. These kind of come in together. It's like, yep, break up that old stuff in your mind so that now you can be more lighthearted, more fun, have yourself a good time, and be free from it, be independent from it. That's the great thing about doing your shadow work, is like when you do dive into your darkness, when you do now allow your heart to guide you, there's such a freedom in that. There's so much independence now that you can be you. You don't have to be tethered down to heaviness. You can release it. So I love that Bleeding Heart comes in with independence, because see, like it's like a heart shape and then it breaks open to have this little dangly doodad, and it is a constant reminder anytime you see this flower that if you've had heartache, a broken heart is an open heart. And yeah, I mean, you can be free now. So it says Bleeding Heart helps you recognize and strengthen the true source of your heart's power. It is impossible to sustain directing. It's impossible to sustain directing all your loving energy to external sources, or equally to rely on external sources to sustain you. That seems like a lot of words. Fill your strong, independent heart from within so that you may offer love even when brokenhearted. Oh, okay. So it's saying, like, don't look outside of yourself for anything to sustain you. Get yourself independent, get yourself flowing from within. And then, even if you're not in a completely healed place, you still have love to give. Aww. So anyways, that's some good flowers to get us going. And it was fun picking out all the flowers that were in the podcast that I listened to. Some people came and went. That was fun. There was hellebore, white pine that came in with wisdom, pansy. I love to eat these flowers. They have almost like a birch aftertaste. This was resonance. That was a good message. Allow pansy to instill a sense of stability and safety in your heart and release fear and anxiety. So just like echinacea was releasing things, helping you break up. What do we want to break up? Fear and anxiety. That was good. Columbine with abundance, also a beautiful flower. And dang, rosemary. That was fun because then I got out my rosemary. I was like, oh yeah, I keep rosemary oil in my desk to have it there to open it up and smell it to help me awaken and just sort of like clear my headspace. But the thing is, the ironic joke is, I forget that it's in there. And rosemary is supposed to help with memory. So I guess I need to smell it more so that I'll, remember that it's in the drawer, and to wake up and be present. And so then crocus was opening, and lady's mantle was nurturance. So quite the assortment of flowers. So yeah, I updated the description, credited the deck used, which was the Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. This is a great deck. put in my links, and I guess that's all I have to do. Just gotta update the Instagram now. So anyways, whew, I have this in my drawer. I have lemongrass. I got these out at Katie's Route 28 bulk foods there by the Hazen exit. Great price. The lemongrass was $3.99. They're both $3.99. And they're nice. They're good. I mean, they're just little bottles, but for $4, pretty good. I mean, they're not all cheap. Like the myrrh is like $15. I'm coming back for that one, Katie. I'm coming back for that myrrh. And then I have pretty much an empty bottle of Everlasting from 25 years ago. I've had this bottle for a long time, and I open it every once in a while just to have a smell of it, because it takes me back to something. I can't hardly get it open. I used to always think it took me back to something in my childhood, but now I think it takes me back to maybe a different incarnation. There's something about this smell that's like nothing else you've ever smelled. It's incredible. Everlasting. Helichrysum Italicum. Helichrysum. So anyways, if you can afford that, go for it. That's good. All right, well, I'm going to take my dogs out, and then I'm going to be back on in a little bit to do episode 4, which is be open to expansion. And from the limited description that I wrote, it says clear that root chakra. Now is the time to release fears. So it's really interesting to see how my podcasts completely played off of each other. Because, right, we just talked about releasing things, and it's like, bam. Now is the time to release fears. It takes a little patience, but you are in a journey of expansion. So be open, be versatile, have the confidence to feel at home. So we'll see. I use the soul trees and something else. I don't know. I don't want to click it yet because it'll start to play. And I want to take my dogs outside because it's 8 o'clock. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. Who's in here? Just Angela and Kathy. Did Love and Crystals stay? Is she still in here? I think it's just Kathy and Angela up so early. Let me see. Angela, let me pull you a quick flower. Let's just see. Give Angela a quick soul flower for her morning. I will be pretty much right back on unless the septic guy comes to give me my Christmas present. Ho, ho, ho. All that poop has to go. You're getting bee balm, Angela. Your flower this morning is bee balm. This is a great flower. It's bergamot. It makes a great tea. The bees love it. It's got these crazy spiky, like it's really like a messy looking flower, but it's so fun, especially when you have a whole patch of it. I've never been able to get this flower to be established in my yard because I think the rabbits like to eat it. Like as soon as it starts to grow, they come around and eat it. So I have to maybe start this off in a container, but I want this in my garden. It's all about vibrance. Add some spark to your life. Bee balm encourages you to let go of inhibitions, cut loose, be passionate, sing your song at the top of your lungs without judgment. So that's fun. Every day is a gift worth celebrating. Bee balm reminds you to show up and embrace the potential of your own life. No excuses. So if you're going to sing today, Angela, sing at the top of your lungs. La. Warm up your throat first. Warm up your throat first. I have to honor the bottom card for you because it's nettle. It's all about transformation. But sometimes I joke that I'm stinging nettle because, like, it's not a very cuddly herb because it'll sting you. And so sometimes I emotionally connect and relate to stinging nettles. It's so nourishing, has so much to offer, but be careful trying to give it a hug. And sometimes that's how I have felt in my life. I'm starting to release that. Which is funny because, like, right now, like, even like the stinging nettle in the yard, you could go hug it now. It won't sting you because we've had frost, it's been frozen. All its little jaggery things, the little needles that sting you, they've probably been frozen off. But that's just funny that I often think about myself as nettle. And I was interviewed in this one podcast called Time in the Studio, like the herb thyme, spelled like that, Time in the Studio, which was a fun podcast. You would like to listen into that one. And as a random question, she asked me, if you were an herb, which herb would you be? And just that, I was so freaking sassy that day in my life and everything, and it just flew out. I was like, stinging nettle. And she was like surprised. She was like, I would have thought you would have picked rose or motherwort because motherwort has been really the most influential herb. And I was like, no, I wish I was rose. I wish I felt like rose. I wish I was motherwort. But if who I am is this bitch. That's so funny. So sing your song loudly. Um, feel feel alive. Feel vibrant. And Nettle says, wake up. Nettle helps you transform any foggy thinking so that you can respond to prickly or heated situations by speaking up for yourself in alignment with your own truth and without harboring resentment or attachments that can leave you feeling tired, congested, or irritated. So when people annoy you, or when you feel like you can't speak up and speak your truth, where does that go? If it doesn't come out, it goes back in, and then you start harboring resentment and all that. Not that we need to work on forgiveness or anything, but bottom line, that can make you tired and irritated and congested. So Nettle's saying, try to let go of that, try to transform it so that you can really feel vibrant, so that you can feel lighter and more expressive and more alive, and live your own life. Embrace the potential of your own life. Every day is a gift. So that's sweet. That is super sweet. And I love that I'm on the bottom of your deck, Nettle. So Nettle is, I have some dried up here, and I should start drinking it for sure. But Kathy, if you're here, I will pull you 2 cards before I go. And then if Love and Crystal stayed, just say hi and I'll pull you a card. But these ones are for Kathy and her pit bull. Kathy has a pit bull. And Angela, I've met Kathy. Woo! Here's yours. Flying out the middle. So you're actually going to get 3 cards. I'll do this one and then top and bottom because it literally dove out. So Angela, I met Kathy in real life. We ran into each other while we were doing errands, and she's like petite, like me. She's tinier than me. You're tinier than me, Kathy. And I'm tiny too. And she has a pit bull, so that's funny. It's adorable. I love it. I love that you have a pit bull. Because when I was like, oh, what kind of dog do you have? And I'm like envisioning like a teacup, something like a teacup. What kind of dogs are like that? Like they got like little perky ears. They're just tiny. They're not Chihuahuas. I wasn't envisioning a Chihuahua, but I was envisioning something classier than a Chihuahua. No offense to all my Chihuahua friends. I relate to the Chihuahua too. I feel connected to the Chihuahua sometimes. Okay. So you got stability, Kathy, with chamomile. Stability. I like that for you so that the world does not spin for you. You stay anchored. You stay calm. My pit bull is classy. Yeah, pit bulls are very classy. That's the one thing that I noticed about my dog right away when I brought her home. Like, and she's since been swayed out of her classiness because of my other two dogs. But like when I first brought her home, even as a puppy, she just sat on and she would sit and be like this serious, calm, classy, well put together energy. Now, Boomer and Ruby have since taught her how to be stupid. And so now she sees them being stupid and like she gets stupid. Like, oh, we're supposed to jump and act crazy and be anxious when you leave? Okay, fine. Like she's picked up their bad habits. And now they're all teaching Zen, the newest dog, they're rubbing off on him too. So, anyways, pick your first dog wisely. If you're going to have more than one dog, say like 4, make sure you get that first one in line because they're just gonna influence everybody. So I love this because yesterday and today it looks like we're having pretty dreary Pennsylvania days, and it says even on a cloudy day, even now, the sun is shining. It's hard to believe, but even on a cloudy day, the sun is shining. It's just obscured. So I don't see any sunshine peeking in yet. Chamomile reminds you that even faced with challenges and difficulties, your soul's warmth, serenity, and equanimity is always present within. So even when something's challenging you, the waters get a little rocky, your boat's swaying, inside of you, you have warmth, you have serenity, you have equanimity, which means calmness. You can be soothed. You can calm down. And once you tap into that, it can help you weather any storm in a harmonious state. So that is a great message to get, especially if you're getting caught up in the holiday hustle and bustle. You know, I saw one of my friends, Charity, posted that she is so overwhelmed this week. Her daughters have an orthodontist appointment. She's got Christmas cards. Her whole list, I was like, oh my God, like I'm not doing any of that. But there is probably something about the orthodontist that's fueling all of it. That's going to be a very expensive trip for her. And nobody likes really going to the dentist. I know we all have to go here, and I'm like, do we? Do we really have to go? All right, so chamomile comes in with another beautiful yellow card. I don't do the whole hustle and bustle. Good for you. I don't either. I really don't. If I don't feel inspired to do it, I'm not. And I'm not even doing Christmas cards this year. Last year, I gave a few out. I sent a few out. This year, I don't feel inspired to do any. So you got another sunshiny card with daffodil. And then forget-me-not with awareness. So we've got stability. A lot of little sunshine, perception, and awareness. All right, so I'll read these and then I'll go let my chickens out, which, yeah, they will appreciate that. So daffodil makes me want spring so bad. I got a book at the library, at the Punxsutawney Library, just last night to get me dreaming about springtime and creating my homestead. So there's a lot of pictures of it, but like in another month, the seed catalogs will come in. I don't know if you get any seed catalogs. And it's like such an incredible gift you can give yourself to start dreaming about spring a little bit, because winter is long. So I love that you got these springtime flowers. They always remind me of self-love and self-worth, but here they're about perception. So they literally look like trumpets a little bit. They're trumpeting for joy. They're trumpeting the joy and freedom of learning to be yourself. So daffodil wants you to see the light, to perceive the beauty and perfection and wholeness that is you, just as you are. So see your perfection, see your wholeness, see your beauty. It is time to release any self-doubt and revel in the freedom and lightness of endless possibilities. So, and you can do that with chamomile, who's keeping you super stable, super calm, all that. Start being more of who you truly are. So, one more card for Kathy. If there's anybody else that wants a flower before I take the dogs out and let the chickens out and feed the rabbits and start the laundry, just say I'll pull you a card, and then I'll be back later to do another episode of Herb Oracle. It's fun just sitting. I'm gonna get better at just listening to myself, and it does give my voice a break too, and I can laugh at my past self. All right, so Forget Me Not wants you to raise awareness of your connections. It's just a tiny little flower. Raise awareness of your connections, not just to your loved ones and your pit bull, but to all beings and all realms, including yourself, including your higher self. So it's like, see yourself, ooh, and it kind of reminds me of how like this looks. See yourself connected to all things. Like you're connected up, you're connected down, you're connected over. Like I love how sprawly, is that a word? No. But I do love how sprawly chamomile is. Feathery leaves and this way and that, and it can get kind of long and spindly, or it can be not, but it kind of goes wherever the hell it wants. So see yourself connected to all beings in all realms. So future selves, past selves, parallel selves, other people, other I want to say entities, everybody. When you can understand this connection, you can let go of your fears of loneliness, isolation, and separation, because you realize the true immortal nature of your divine soul. So, yeah, like we're never alone. Like if somebody says they feel alone, I just think that's so funny. And because we have so many guides, we have so many different aspects of ourselves. We're all one. We're all connected. But even still, sometimes we, with our ego, with this illusion of separation, we think that we're alone. But yeah, this is just saying recognize your connection to everyone and all things. And I love that these two kind of both go outward. And then, yeah, trumpet in that joy. Absolutely. Oh, those are so sweet. And I loved Angela's cards, Nettle and Bee Balm, right? Speak your truth, release all that kind of stuff, and then vibe high. Get your vibe high. Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Yeah, bring in more of that joy. This is a good message for me too. We need to be happy. We need to feel good. And we need to shine our light within, without, all things. And today is going to be a good day. Absolutely. Asiel's been saying that all the time. Today is a good day. Today's going to be a good day. And yeah, it's like keep telling yourself, fake it till you make it. Today is going to be a good day. You're getting your septic pumped. Whoop! All right, you guys, I hope to catch you at another time. And have a beautiful day. And yeah, shine your light. Okay, thank you so much for checking in and saying hello. I appreciate it. I really, really do. All right, so here we go. Bye.